Hey guys, day 27, and today what I want to talk about is customer service. And I know that it might not sound like that's something that goes with the no to real estate investing, but I'm going to explain how it ties in together. So the other day I heard something that was asked to someone. They said, "Are you just enough type of person, or are you go the extra mile type of person?" And they were talking about at your job, um, with your friends or your family, or just you as a person in general. Do you do just enough to get by at the job? Or do you do just enough to stay connected with people? Or do you go that extra mile? Do you go that extra mile when you're on your job? Not to please your boss, but just because that's who you are. Do you go that extra mile to stick out for family and friends, whether they may need help or, um, maybe you're just taking a real concern. You see someone, they're down or whatever, and instead of just saying like, "Hey, how you doing?" Like, "Hey, how are you doing?" Like really taking the time to care about them. And so I heard someone talking about you get paid, or the your bank account is a reflection of what you put out. So obviously if you go to a restaurant and you have really bad customer service, I think most of us, just out of the kindness of our hearts, we tip anyways. I mean, there's some people that if you have really bad customer service, not only will you not tip them, but you're gonna complain to the manager there or whoever's, in charge at that time. But if someone stands out and they're just doing an amazing job and they're standing out without even being told or having to be asked or whatever, they're checking on you constantly, they're making sure that you're well taken care of, whether it's a hotel stay, whether it's a restaurant, whether you're at a business function, but you're constantly in a way of being catered to. Your gratitude to them shows monetary. You're going to pay them 15, 20, 30%, maybe even higher, just because of the effort that they put forth. They were an extra mile person. They weren't just enough person. And so in the note business, how that reflects back on me is my job is to come to you as a JV partner, as a funding partner, and have everything that needs to be put out there. I'm going to have these deals, one that I'm going to be doing some preliminary due diligence. And in that preliminary due diligence, I want to make sure that my numbers are adding up. And then once we, fund this deal and get the ball rolling, it's my job to have my service, my vendors, my third party servicers, whatnot, all lined up and ready to go. The last thing that you need or that I want to do is come back and say, "Oh, there was this hiccup in the deal and I didn't realize this." They had $5,000 of outstanding taxes that need to be paid, or we're going to lose it to a tax deed or tax lien sale. Or, "Oh, we never did our due diligence and, the property owes thousands of dollars in utilities to the city or something." I don't want to say, "Oh, we just need this much more money." No, my spot as putting these deals together and um, coming up with the deals is to come to you, say this is the all-in price that I'm asking. Once we negotiate, the terms and the percentage or the return that we're going to have um, broken down between us, that's it. You shouldn't have to be checking in on me to ask me how things are going. I should be checking in with you and letting you know, "Hey, look, we're 30 days out. It looks like it's going to be foreclosure," or, "Hey, we worked it out with these people and it looks like we're going to get paid sooner." But just keeping you guys in the loop and keeping you in contact, and not really having to chase me down, but that I'm catering to you. You know, like I said before in another video, that my businesses will succeed when I'm able, excuse me, when I'm able to help my investors succeed, and I'm only going to be as successful as I am to cater to my clients. And that's really what it is. It's coming down to understanding that I am providing a service, I am providing a product, if you will, and my job is to stay on top of that and give the best customer service and best experience that I can. Um, I would love it to be more than not that I can say, "Hey, we're getting paid out faster," uh, but also be able to work with you in the chance that it does take a little bit longer that it may, but that you already know because I've been talking to you beforehand and told you, "Hey, this is what happened." We try to modify, so that bought them, maybe 6 months that we were trying to work things out. And then maybe in the fourth or fifth month, they stopped paying. So now we're going to go down a different path, again, with the exit strategies. But again, keeping you guys in the loop and just customer service. I know a short story real quick. We had rented a vehicle. We went on a family vacation and I rented a vehicle And the first time, they gave us, all the bells and whistles that were extra that we really didn't want, we really didn't need. So we kind of just said, no, thank you, sign the box, we're passing on it. But the next time we did it, it was a brand new truck, and I wanted to try out a couple of things that they had on this truck, considering buying one later down the line. And so we noticed they had Wi-Fi, so I called the office once we noticed they had Wi-Fi in the vehicle, and I asked, hey, I know you guys charge extra per day. How much would it be for us to use the Wi-Fi? And he says, oh, we don't provide that for our trucks. And I said, well, can you just add it to the charge? He says, no, this company that we're renting from, they disable it on all the cars. Okay, well, that's fine. And so the next time, we're driving and we're out for maybe 7, 8 days in this rental on vacation. And as we're coming home by accident, my hand hits the radio and puts it on. I think it was Sirius XM. And the whole time they didn't tell us that we had it, because normally it's an upgrade, but that it was on. And so the whole time we were listening to some staticky, broken in and out stations, because where we were at, it was kind of remote. You didn't get internet. You didn't really get radio stations too well. We were up in the mountains. Um, but this whole time we could have had the Sirius radio or FM. And it was just the point of realizing, like, man, I guess you don't know what you don't know unless you ask. But at the same time, how would I have known to ask if it wasn't offered? And I want to make sure that my clients, my customers, my JV partners, my funding partners are always in the know. They always know what options, or they know what's going on, and um, they're never phased out of any aspect of what's going on during the deal. Likewise, another time that we rented, we got the car and it was filthy. I mean, they didn't have it at the dealership. They had the wrong truck that we needed. And so they took us to another location, and that location, those people just wanted to get out. It was towards the close of the day. So they didn't wash the outside. They didn't wash the inside. It smelled like smoke. I guess the last person was a smoker, and there was just a stench in there of stale smoke. And there was dust everywhere. And it was just really bad. It was bad. And so I went and cleaned it myself. We needed to leave the next day. So I went and cleaned it myself. I cleaned the interior myself. I put in some air fresheners. And when I took it back, they offered a 10% discount for the next rental. But I'm sure they could have done more. I don't know, maybe a free weekend rental, maybe a free day rental, maybe a free upgrade. I don't know, but it didn't really seem like they cared too much to try to put that value forth for their customer. And so again, my point is are you a just enough person, or are you an extra mile person? I plan, my purpose is to be an extra mile servicer, an extra mile investor to my JV and funding partners, so they just have passive income. They're betting on me. They're seeing me as their advisor, I guess you could say. And I want to be the best that I can with them. I want to keep them in the know-how. I want them to make sure that they have the best experience that they've had, hassle-free, and just something that they're able to talk highly of me and my company about to other people, and about the experience. As that's what I have for today. It's customer service, going that extra mile. Don't be just enough person, and do it in all aspects of your life. Whether it's with your spouse, whether it's with your kids, whether it's with your family and friends, your kids' teachers, whatever it is, the community you're in. Be that extra mile person. It really helps. You never know what somebody else is going through, and the littlest things that we can do above what the norm is, it can make the whole difference to somebody else. So be an extra mile person. Don't be just enough person, and see what comes back to you. All right, day 27. Thanks.